What is going on, guys? And how y'all doing on this Thursday evening? This is the Club of the Man 1993. And we are live to talk about the summer months of NXT UK. We're going to be going back and reviewing and just talking about what happened with the UK brand between June 17th, 2021 and today, August 19th, 2021. Again, my goal was to get caught up with the UK before TakeOver 36. And then, of course, after this, I will take a breather. And then, before I go to bed tonight, I will do my preview and predictions for NXT TakeOver 36. Which, for the first time since NXT TakeOver New York in 2018, it was. Wait, 2018? No, wait. 2019. We are going to be having the NXT UK Championship defended, which is, of course, why I wanted to make sure I got caught up with this brand. My overall thoughts, though, on the UK brand recently, with my recent decision to take a breather, like back off on wrestling for a bit after this coming weekend, and how I've really lost interest in NXT. Because, like I said, they're basically starting from scratch again, NXT is. Even though there's still some talent that's going to be around, who knows for how long, that's still with the current brand. But it's basically like a very unwatchable show. Like, TakeOver 36 is going to be one of those shows that's going to feel like, okay, it's going to be a fun show, but it just literally going to be nothing for me to look forward to after that show. The UK brand, I'm not going to deny. Yes, this was not too much really happened over the summer with the UK brand. We had a couple title defenses, especially with the tag team division. Walter has not had a title defense, I don't think, since he defended against Rampage Brown. Meiko Satomura, of course, who is the new NXT UK Women's Champion. We never saw any sign, though, of Kaylee Ray, though, which I'm surprised. Don't know when she's going to be back. But there's still some interest for me when it comes to the UK brand. Like, believe it or not, I may end up probably watching the UK brand more than I watch NXT. Until NXT, catches my attention again. I don't know. But the UK brand, gotta give it credit. Again, it's looking pretty good. Well, no, I won't say pretty good, but it's my chances of me watching the UK brand still are more likely than just regular NXT itself. There's still some stars I enjoy in this show. Walter, Meiko Satomura, Ilya Dragunov. Well, we'll talk about that match, of course, when we get to TakeOver 36. I do enjoy Ginny, Jordan Devlin, A-Kid, Mustache Mountain, Subculture, is killing it. Aoife Valkyrie also in the women's division. She is doing awesome. And, a few others as well. But like I said, it's still, for the most part, for me, a watchable show. It's a show, like, again, I can go back and watch, a month or two of material just for something different. So, I feel like the UK brand is still going to be on, like, a normal schedule for me. But just regular NXT, not looking good. But again, we'll talk about that, though, when we get to my TakeOver 36 predictions after this broadcast we do. So, again, let's just recap what all happened between the past 2 months. Some miscellaneous topics we had Jordan Devlin, who returned on the June 17th episode. I believe it was the first time we'd seen Devlin, back since he had lost to Santos Escobar at TakeOver Stand and Deliver, losing the Cruiserweight Championship. He was on an episode of Supernova Sessions, and he advised he is ready to move forward. And then he had a match with A-Kid on the July 1st episode, where he won by submission, but he did injure the leg in the process, though, of which started up a storyline with A-Kid and Jordan Devlin. hold on, my stream for some reason is not. Come on. Okay, there we go. Good. A-Kid though was not happy with Devlin's actions, and Devlin requested A-Kid requested that once he is healed, he wants to have a 30-minute Iron Man match with Jordan Devlin, which he had made that a request back on the July 15th, 2021 episode of UK. And then on the 29th, though, after Devlin took on a jobber, and he then addresses A-Kid as his request for an Iron Man match, A-Kid came out on crutches still, and then he kind of pulled the whole, bait and switch thing and fooled us, showing his medical clear to compete, and then they end up having the 30-minute Iron Man match on the August 5th episode, which A-Kid won 2 falls to 1 in a pretty good match. Again, the Iron Man matches, as always, are definitely some very fun matches to watch. And why is my stream so crapping out on me? This is frustrating me. Anyways, so that was so basically the story with Jordan Devlin for these tapings. Other topics we had, we got Nathan Frazier, who again has definitely caught my attention. He didn't do too much though. He won a match, and then like early in the tapings, but then a random eye appears on the Tron, and I'm guessing it was Kenny Williams, because the only person who ever saw Nathan Frazier feud with that was Kenny Williams, who actually shaved completely since he's turned heel. And then he then defeated Nathan Frazier on the July 8th, 2021 episode. And also, the only other note we got here for miscellaneous was Rohan Raja is teaming up with Tiamen, and they're feuding with Oliver Carter and Ashton Smith currently still. So that one was whatever. But those are some of the miscellaneous topics that is going on with the UK brand. For the NXT UK Heritage Cup, the first person that challenged for the UK Heritage Cup was Jack Stars, who Tyler Bate had offered a challenge for Jack Stars for the UK Heritage Cup, since he's like a glorified jobber for the UK, but he still turns some heads and gets some attention, I would say. Bate explained that Stars' hard work and dedication made him offer him a shot, and then Stars states how he has been rejected how many times, so he will take the opportunity and he will beat Tyler Bate. Unfortunately, he did not, as he would face him on a July 1st episode, and he lost the Tyler Bate 2 falls to 1. After that, though, it seems to continue that him and Dave Mastiff are kind of a tag team right now, from what it seems like. So, cool with me. We'll see where that ever goes. Bate also then had a match, because after the match with Stars, Mark Coffey and Gal came out, and this stays playfully jabbed at each other, but this led to another match for the UK Heritage Cup, in which Tyler Bate also won that one 2 falls to 1 to retain that on the July 15th episode. On August 5th, also, it was announced that there was going to be a new tournament to crown the number 1 contender for the UK Heritage Cup, and the match will be contested in UK Heritage Cup rules. My stream is just coming bad. Okay, now it's showing green again. Okay, who knows? I hope so, but it is what it is. Come on. Okay, we seem to be doing okay now. But the participants in the tournament are going to be Mark Andrews of Subculture, Noam Dar, Kenny Williams, Oliver Carter, Nathan Frazier, Tiaman, Sam Gradwell, and Wolfgang. With it being a tournament, I kind of want something big to happen. And by big, I mentioned this in my last review I did in the last tapings. The person that I still would want to see get a shot against Tyler Bate for the UK Heritage Cup is no one other than his Mustache Mountain teammate Trent Seven. I don't know why Trent Seven is not in this tournament. He should have been put in that tournament. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I think so. So this tournament, it is what it is. The only match we've gotten so far is Noam Dar defeated Mark Andrews on the August 12th edition. I know they've had some good matches in the past, especially that one where both of them basically they had to end the match in a contest where both of them were injured. But yeah, Mark Andrews does not win that and doesn't move on in the Heritage Cup. But instead it's Noam Dar. But that's the only match we've gotten so far for the number one contender. In the tag team division, we finished off the Subculture to finish off a feud with Ginny and Joseph Connors at the main event of the June 17th tapings. But Pretty Deadly we're watching on, and that victory got Subculture in the tag title hunt. They then had Mark Andrews defeat Lewis Howley on the July 8th edition to give Subculture a shot at the UK tag titles, try to become the first ever two-time NXT UK tag team champions. Unfortunately, though, Subculture lost on the July 22nd edition of NXT UK. And then the only other stuff that happened in the division, we had a feud where Trent Seven and Eddie Dennis randomly renewed their rivalry. Trent Seven would then defeat Eddie Dennis, but after the match, Eddie Dennis's stable Symbiosis, Primate and T-Bone attack, and then Tyler Bate came out to even the odds. They would have a match again with Mustache Mountain and Symbiosis on the 29th, and Mustache Mountain won. I also got to mention too Saxon Huxley on the August 18th episode. On the August 19th episode, which is today, he pinned Eddie Dennis, which I was not a fan of that, though. I don't know why I don't know if it's because he's injury prone, but they really aren't making Eddie Dennis as big of a star as I hoped they would. Again, I definitely really dug his story whenever they started NXT UK, especially how he has a history of being good friends with like some of the founding fathers like Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Mark Andrews, and they really, again, it probably may be because again he's just injury prone. So it's a shame that they really haven't done much with him, but if he's injury prone, I kind of understand why. And then of course off that win of against Symbiosis, Mustache Mountain got a match with Pretty Deadly in the main event of this week's episode, the August 19th episode, but Pretty Deadly won that match as well, pertaining to tag titles. So, being fighting champions, cool with me. Also, Pretty Deadly came out with actual mustaches to mock the Mustache Mountain. So, that was priceless. In the women's division, we have a new face, Blair Davenport, who defeated Laura Di Matteo in her NXT UK debut on July 8th. She would later on, of course, to go target poor Xia Brookside. When are they actually going to capitalize on Xia Brookside? Like I said, the best booking they've done of Xia Brookside was in the Women's Battle Royale when Kaylee Ray won the chance to be number one contender for the UK Women's title before she would go on to defeat Toni Storm at TakeOver Cardiff. And they booked like Xia Brookside perfectly in that. But they never really kept it going. I would like to have seen Xia Brookside be the one to dethrone Kaylee Ray. Because of their history, Brookside, was the ultimate underdog babyface in that Battle Royale. And then Kaylee Ray just snuck it away from her that night and won and we're going to become champion. This could be where, Kaylee Ray gets her revenge. Well, not revenge, her comeuppance, her redemption. But nope, she's still kind of playing jobber, and she basically jobbed out to Blair Jennings, who made fun of her only being in this business because of her dad, Robbie Brookside. We also have Mako Satomura opening the door for opportunities as a new women's champion. there was a segment where she just walks in, basically says, "Okay, who's won?" And everybody was fighting over it. Nina Samuels, though, was the first person to actually try to say something to Satomura, but then Amel, who I actually became quite a fan of this episode. I don't know why. She seems like a French and a little more fresh version of Zelina Vega, Amel. She, though, was able to earn a title shot, and she did face Satomura on the July 15th episode, but lost. And then the only other title defense Satomura had was on this week's episode on August 19th, where she defeated also newcomer Stevie Turner. And apparently also now she's having Amelia McKenzie kind of be in her corner as her protege. Which I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes. And then the only other thing with the women's division was this feud with Aoife Valkyrie and Ginny, who obviously I feel like Aoife Valkyrie is like the next, besides Satomura, is like basically like the next upcoming babyface in the women's division who's going to be a future champion. But of course, she feuds with someone who I feel like has always had solid momentum going with Ginny, as first Ginny was watching on Valkyrie when she defeated Mila Schmidt, and then on the following week's episode of the July 22nd episode, Ginny and Joseph Connors are on the Supernova Sessions. Dara was teasing him like, "Hey, are you guys in love? You have a relationship?" with Ginny's like, "No, they just have a fancy lifestyle and refuse to interact with anyone beneath them. Basically, they're just full of themselves. They're friends. They're not really, in like a romantic relationship." But then Ginny also calls out Aoife Valkyrie, and then Valkyrie, then Joseph Connors then defeat a jobber, and then after the match, Valkyrie came out and gave Ginny a feather base saying that she's ready for her. But then Ginny would defeat Aoife Valkyrie, though, on the July 29th episode. But obviously there was some involvement from Joseph Connors. So next week next week is the 26th. On the August 26th episode, they're going to have a rematch with Ginny and Aoife Valkyrie. No disqualifications, but Joseph Connors will be locked in a cage, so that way he cannot interfere. Of course, we would get something like that. And then for the main story, of course, of this was the NXT UK title picture, since that match is being defended at TakeOver 36. There was a triple threat match at the beginning of tapings. I think it was the June 17th, between Ilya Dragunov, Joe Coffey, and Rampage Brown, all who have had shots for the UK title. This is obviously just to earn another shot for one of them. And Dragunov would win that match. Joe Coffey and Rampage Brown have continued their feud, and next week they're having a match where they either have to win by submission or knockout, which sounds intriguing to me. I look forward to seeing what they can do with that one. But they just had some segments with Dragunov and Walter. They had a really nice press conference segment on July 15th. And originally they were supposed to have the rematch on the August 22nd edition of NXT UK. Unfortunately, a storyline backstage incident caused Walter to have an injured hand, and then they announced with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and William Regal that they're going to do the match instead at TakeOver 36 in the United States, which I think is going to be good. Again, the match they had last October, again, was just amazing. Definitely a match of the year, and one of the best wrestling matches I've seen for sure. So, getting in front of a live crowd would be great. The only thing that's kind of hurt this match a little bit, I'll talk about it, of course, in my preview predictions, is the fact that Dragunov has lost. And as he lost to Pete Dunne last week on NXT, or 2 weeks ago on NXT, and that's a man who couldn't defeat Walter. So if Pete Dunne can't defeat Walter, then why would we believe that Dragunov can? Other than the fact that Dragunov is the only one who actually pinned Walter in a tag match where I think it was Dragunov and Coffey, I think, taking on Walter and or maybe Dragunov and Rampage, but I can't remember who it was, or Mastiff, I don't remember. But he did pin Walter in that tag match, though. So like I said, I don't know what's going to happen now at the match. I'm still trying to think about it ever since Dragunov did lose. He lost to Pete Dunne, so who knows? But that's pretty much it, guys. Just a brief, quick, little like recap of everything. Like I said, the brand's still solid. Not too much happened, but stuff happened that still caught my attention. Like I said, I feel like I could probably still do an NXT UK review here and there or whatnot. But as always, guys, who knows? It's just about me, trying some new things, of course, as always. So do it, guys. What are your thoughts on the UK brand, guys? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. You may follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Till then, guys, I'll check it out. I'm going to take a quick breather, and then I'll come back here to do my preview predictions for NXT TakeOver 36. So till then, guys, I'll check it out. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out, everybody.